We are back.
Yes, it is Healing Beauty Sin here.
It is Healing Beauty Jess.
And it is 2020.
Woo! January to be exact.
Yes. We miss you guys.
Yes, it's been a long
few
time
weeks.
coming.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end of the month, but we couldn't let this time pass. It's been a little testing of my patience this month, so a lot of things have changed.
She's learning a lot about herself. She's learning a whole lot. She doesn't believe it right now, but a month from now we'll probably be laughing, like, or at least a year from now, be like, girl, remember you was tripping off of such and such and such and such. Now you don't even care about that. Like, that's just, it is what it is.
So we are back for episode 4, and I'm blessed to be here because, like I said, it's been a little challenging, but one of my commitments was to stick with Healing Beauties and our podcast and our YouTube videos. So we're back, and we're better.
We're better than ever.
Today we are going to introduce a brand here in Decatur, Illinois. Be the Trend.
Yes.
Be the Trend.
These hoodies are so freaking cute.
And they're comfortable.
Yes, very comfortable. I don't have a white hoodie, so this is my first white
Me
one.
neither, because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
But this is, like I said, in our hometown, Decatur, Illinois. Shout outs to Red and everybody on his team for Be the Trend. We will start supporting, our locals as well as around the world. For those who have a brand, anything that they would like us to broadcast, we are not haters, we are promoters for people with business, because that's how we all are successful. We can all eat together, no hate in my blood. So
for everybody, and no, we're not asking you to send us stuff for free. We purchased these hoodies. It was
good money.
Yes, with our good hard-earned money. So we're not asking for that.
Yep.
We just, send us a link. Let us know about your company, what your mission statement is. Why did you start this in the first place? What keeps you going? And I mean, that's pretty much it. We'll see what we like. We'll purchase what we can and give you a little shout out at the beginning of our show.
Yep.
A little bit about Be the Trend. It was founded by 4 people wanting to start a clothing line, but wanted to step out of the box. Since each one of them were different in their own way, they wanted to encourage others to do the same, to be them and not be afraid to do so. So I have to say that is a wonderful mission, a wonderful cause. They have t-shirts in different colors, hoodies. I think jumpsuits are 2-piece sets as well. Really, really cute. Almost bought one over the weekend, but I was like, I gotta wait till
I'll wait. Yeah. They have a lot of good product so far, and we're praying for blessings and for them much prosperity on their brand. You can follow them at Be the Trend LLC on Facebook, Be the Trend 1 on Twitter, Be the Trend Snapchat, and Be the Trend 1 on Instagram. Don't just follow a trend, be the trend. Also, if any other inquiries, be the trend at yahoo.com. That sounded kind of good.
It did.
I was trying to work on my commercial skills.
Commercials and stuff soon. Shoot.
And they have business cards with their t-shirt or hoodie that they come with. So that's always good, I feel like a business card can go a long way.
Yes.
And I love to support other people, like I said, I'm not a hater, and, I love my people.
Yeah.
Well, everybody.
I'm just proud that they went out for it, and they decided to take that leap of faith, and it looks like they've been getting a lot of love from our city and as well as other places. So I just want to say congratulations to you. I'm proud of you guys, and just keep going, keep pushing. When you get some more products out, we'll definitely be there to help promote it and whatnot. So keep doing your thing.
That felt good to support somebody.
It did.
Publicly.
It did.
And y'all the first ones at that.
Yes,
So, hey.
yes. And they came at us, and it was just like, oh, wait. I sent it just like this. I sent it a screenshot because I was in the class, and I was like, screenshot, send it to Jess. I can't talk right now, but I want you to look.
The crazy part is, I was already thinking that because I was going to like do a trade or whatever with my brand and them, just, so we all support each other. And then she came to me with that. Well, Cindy came to me with that, and I'm just like, oh, that's perfect. So, I'm all about supporting and, just getting the message out. It's not just about, the clothing or whatever. It's really a message behind it. Be the trend. Like, don't try to be like anybody else.
Right.
Be yourself. And just as well as my brand, be humble, dream big. Like, it's something behind that. And like I said, I just wish nothing but the best for everybody that's trying to, get something going for themselves, because it really make you look at life differently. Like, you really changing a life every time we wear Be the Trend or Be Humble, Dream Big, or Cindy Styles, or whatever. Like, we really helping somebody live their dream, but we also living that dream through the things that we wear or whatever. But anyways, much success to them. And we're gonna get into our topic today.
Well, first off, we need to let everybody know what we've been up to, because we've been gone for so long.
She be checking me out. You hear that?
You can't do our people like that.
I can't. I just be, so excited. I be rushing. My bad. Okay.
Anyway.
So what you been up to? No, you go first.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
Yes.
Well, y'all, I have to say, January has been the biggest blessing for me.
Yay.
And I'm so uncomfortable. But I am enjoying it. I was writing in my journal this morning that I'm very uncomfortable, but I'm getting used to being uncomfortable. I'm getting used to stepping out of my comfort zone to the point that it's like, that's not something I really normally would do. But hey, let's see what's up with this.
Wow, taking chances.
Yes. So I was in my first photo shoot this month.
Woo woo. She look nice. Check her out.
Yes. I have to insert some pictures so y'all can see. But a friend of mine hit me up and was like, hey, you be modeling and stuff. And I'm just like, no, I don't. But whatever.
Hey,
and,
that goes to show people do watch you, even though you're not really where you want to be.
Right. But, and she was like, I have a perfect shoot I want to do. I have this idea. And it was pretty much about labels and not being what society has labeled you as. And for me, exactly, be the trend. And for me, this was very personal because I'm now stepping out of that comfort zone. I'm realizing that I'm not the labels. I'm not the person that everybody expects me to be, or I feel like people wanted me to be.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience. I was cold because it was 30 degrees out and I was in a dress, but
trying to be cute.
It was worth it.
Definitely.
I loved it. I appreciate Tamia who put on this photo shoot or whatever.
Shout out to her. She doing big things.
Also, Kelsey Palmer. She did the pictures. I can't remember.
Let Me Shoot You.
Let Me Shoot You. Yes,
It's her brand.
That's
so shout out to Kelsey
as well. And it was also two other ladies. They're Brittany and Tyneria. They have a podcast as well.
Hey, shout out to them. What's in your cup?
See, I don't even know the name. She got my back. I love her so much.
I
love her.
You talk, I live.
Yes,
we got this.
Yes, so they have a podcast as well, so shout out to them.
We'll probably be working with them soon. So.
I wish all of them success. And I have another photo shoot coming up next month, so I'm excited about that.
Taking them leaps of faith.
Yes.
Woo.
I'm happy. And with this is crazy how manifestation works. I didn't even say anything to anyone out of my mouth verbally about me possibly want to get into modeling. But in my head, I was just like, you know what? I think that's something I could do because I'm into fashion, and like I said before, I'm working on a business as far as with fashion and whatnot and clothing. And I was like, you know what? I've always tried to be like behind the scenes, and I'm like, no, in order to sell this, I need to be in the pictures. I need to be out there front and center. And then she came in my inbox with that, and I was just like, look at God.
Seriously.
Look at that.
Our manifestations have been coming to life like so rapidly. I just don't, like you would think something and then it just come and it's like, wait, only me was listening to this, you know. But I'm so proud of Cindy because, you know, I am one of her biggest cheerleaders because I know how it feels to like really step outside of yourself. Like, you know, a lot of people will be thinking I got it all together and stuff, but I be trying to figure it out just like y'all, you know, but I wear it well. And that's one of the things that I want Sydney to know. Like, she wears it well. A lot of people respect her because of, you know, where she's going and, you know, the thing that she's been through. But we don't see it sometimes because we're, you know what I'm saying? We deal with ourselves every day. But from the outside looking in, I know that she's trying. I know that, you know, these different gigs and different opportunities are going to help her, like, man, we're going to be out here really living, like, traveling and, you know, meeting the people that we want to meet. And it's just really good to know that, like I said, you know, we've talked about the friendship thing, but like really seeing your friend manifest and being able to live their dreams and, you know, just little by little. And, you know, I always tell her the little stuff going to turn into big stuff soon, you know. So, you know, it's been a good thing to see my friend do what she loves.
So that's very exciting, and Jess has been very supportive. When I sent her the pictures of the first photo, she was like, "Oh my God, these are beautiful!" Yeah. And then I was like, to be honest, when I first saw them, I was just like, okay, I could do better. Not saying that they weren't good because they were, but you're as a person, you know, you're hard on yourself. You're your your own worst critic. There we go. So I was just like, I should have did this. I should have did that. But I really looked at it and was like, you know what? This is beautiful. Like,
you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you do have to start somewhere. And I'm proud of myself for being out there. My boyfriend has definitely been supportive. He's like, I'm proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you for being uncomfortable. Like, because this is not something that you want to do. And I'm excited about that. And I've also started facilitating a class, which is requiring me, you know, to be in front and public speaking.
Y'all see how that work? I'm rubbing off on her. No,
she is.
It's already been in her. We just now is coming, you know, that push is there, you know, and another, you know, supporting her on that, you know, we are hard on ourselves because we feel like we could do better, but like I always tell Cindy and I tell myself, like, I gotta do it first in order to get to the big stuff. Right. But like, you know, just taking them chances, like you're really doing a damn thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm very uncomfortable because I'm just not comfortable doing things in front of people in general, at least people that I don't know. So the class and this modeling thing, I mean, it's really putting me out there, but it feels good. Like, I had the photo shoot in my first facilitation in the same weekend. Ooh. One was on Saturday from 8 to 5, and the photo shoot was that following Sunday. And although I was tired, that coming Monday was Sunday evening, I was tired, but I still felt so fulfilled. You know, it was a lot of energy moving inside of me, energy that I hadn't felt in a long time. So I knew that this was something I'm supposed to do. I may not be the best at it right now, but it's going to be there. My gift is going to open doors for me, and I'm starting to see that now. It's opening.
Y'all hear that confidence in her voice? It's coming out now. Y'all better watch out.
So things are going good. I'm doing great.
Let's give her a hand clap, y'all. She's doing a damn thing.
Thank you. But that's all about me, you know.
Yes.
Now
I am super proud, you know, to even witness that because, you know, like I said, the first step is always nervous, you know, you don't really know. But as you keep doing something that you love, it will become, you know, a easier thing. You know, you're able to just do it with no thinking about who the people is, who watching, none of that. You're just doing it. Right. And so, you know, like I said, I'm proud of my friend. She's doing it. I don't really got too much to say. I started school last week.
That's a big thing. And she did her first assignment, and they didn't even have class yet. And she did the damn thing.
Listen, so it is a big deal, you know. I would say I started school last month, still work full-time. I'm a full-time parent, full-time mom, I should say. And still trying to find time to be social. And I haven't been in school in a long time. And so, just like, I'm excited about this because I'm able to finally get a degree, and be proud of myself for something. I've kind of, the last 2 years have been good for me as far as living out my dream, as far as taking steps, and, as that. But this is huge, doing homework, being around people, trying to encourage people, like what I already do, but still do it with people that we trying to have the same goal. So I started school, and I had a breakdown moment this last weekend because, everything just happening at once. But, my friend here, helps me, to get on track and to understand that, like she's saying, I'm just uncomfortable. I don't really know too much. I'm too hard on myself, but I'm doing it, like, one thing at a time. I may not get straight A's, I may not get every paper right, but I'm gonna be there on time, and I'm gonna participate, like I'm supposed to, and, that's all I can really do. I can't change nothing else. So, school, work, and then other events and things that people are asking me to do. But, I don't like to talk about nothing until it really happens. So, a lot of good things, even though it's kind of, you don't really know. But I'm excited, like I said, just taking it one day at a time and just refocusing and balancing out my life. That's kind of the big thing for me right now. Balancing everything, not trying to put more on my plate than I already got. So, I'm in school. And I am still, going the trail of my journey. So that's what I got going on. And like I said, I thank God for my friend Cindy here, because I think I would lose my mind.
Yeah, because she was thinking way too hard on this first assignment. It wasn't even that deep, to be honest. It was the first assignment. But I let her do her thing. I let her unload everything she needed to unload and spaz out. And then I was like, okay, well, this is what we're finna do. And we worked it out. She got the paper. I texted her next day, asked her how the paper was going, but the paper was done. So,
terrible. I was beating myself up so bad.
She was like,
and it wasn't even that serious.
I can't even do it. I deleted everything. And it was just like, well, I'm going to need you to write it back again because that's your paper.
Yeah. Well, and then this next assignment is an autobiography. And so I'll say that now that got me back to wanting to write my book, maybe I should just start with my autobiography as my first book, because I kind of know where that could go, I've been putting off writing a book for some time, and that made me want to write now. Writing papers now, I'm motivated now, so, that will be my next project. I will not say, when, but I'm definitely going to be working on it because, I feel like I'm an author. And, I got some stuff to tell, especially about my own life. I feel like I've been a good example for people, but nobody was really there to know the ins and outs and details of why I'm here, at this point. So
right.
That might be next, but like I said, I thank God for Cindy, for letting me vent and, putting me on that path. And that's why it's good to have people that's kind of been where you've been. She's already been in college and got her degree, so, that kind of helps me because I'm back, in the swing of things. And being a parent and all that, it's difficult, but it's definitely going to be worth it. And that's what I've been telling myself. So, just going with the flow and going with the changes. So.
Yeah, it sounds like both of us are going to be. I know I said my mantra for this year was going to be balance and discipline. It looks like that's going to be both of us this year. It's really
definitely
balancing everything that's happening and discipline. Because you have to get things in order. I have to get this done because if I don't,
I'm going to pass the class.
Yeah, I'm not going to pass the class, or I'm not going to be able to have time to do this, or, whatever the situation is. I got to do this for my kid or whatnot, but we got it. We're in a good space. Like I said, it's only January, what's today, 27th? And I feel like a whole lot has happened, and we're still in the first month of the year, so.
Yeah. And so, I mean, which is good though. It's all been good stuff, you know, even with the tears, even with the frustration. It's really building us up because, you know, we are here for a purpose and we ain't gonna be sitting around. So that's that in a nutshell. And, you know, I just, like today, I had peace, you know, after all that. Just knowing that I will find the balance is just going to, maybe it will take some time because I don't really know how this is going to go, but that's the point. You take the step or you just be, you know, still in the same spot. Right. And I cannot afford to be in the same spot. So, yeah, that's that.
All right, well, let's get into our topic for today.
What are we talking about
today? Today we are going to be talking about toxic mothers. The toxic mother. I know this can be a topic that is very emotional for some people, very hard, because, I mean, your mother is your mother.
Yeah.
You know, that is the person that raises you, or at least should be raising you. Or,
Yeah.
or even if not necessarily the mother, maybe you have a mother figure that someone who did raise you and they were toxic as well.
I think we include grandmas.
Yeah, we include grandmas and
some people grandmas raised them.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. My grandmother raised me, and we definitely didn't have the best relationship growing up. It's better now that I'm an adult and I'm kind of just like over all of that, but
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of healing from it, and it wasn't easy.
Well, what brought this topic is, I believe that a lot of women cannot have sisterhoods, or, you know, they just got this chip on their shoulder, and it starts to me from mom and dad issues, of course, but, you know, today we're talking about mother and grandmother, because that's kind of like the nurturer, the person that's, you know, women play a bigger role than men do, you know, in some people's lives, but, dealing with that mother or grandmother and they didn't do right by you, and so it kind of trickles, you know, in generations.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I've witnessed and watched how women move now. Like, you know, everybody's so heartless and they're savage and, you know, just not feminine whatsoever, you know, and
like they didn't grow some balls.
Yeah, no, seriously, or they do not, you know.
Yeah.
And so I just, you know, personally, I did not have a great relationship with my mother. I mean, we kind of do now, but not really. I mean, it's not because
it's better than what it was.
It's better than what it was because, you know, once you have healed from that wound that your mother did not, you know, nurture you during that time, then you start to just realize, you know, either I deal with the person at a distance or not at all, you know. Right. And so women are not designed to be masculine to the point where they, you know, like they're not, what's the word I want to use? They're not soft. Like you're not supposed to be hard. You're supposed to be soft and genuine, and you know. But that's not what we
have a little hardness.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. That I ain't taking that away. I'm just saying like
just be a little bit of imbalance.
Yeah.
A little bit more one than another.
Yeah, one than the other. Yeah. And so that plays a big role in that, because then when you become a mother, or even if you're not a mother, but when you get around women saying you can't make new friends, and you know, jealousy of other women, and I mean the list could go on and on. And so, like I said, my relationship with my mother was not the best. You know, we bumped heads a lot because I feel like her way of parenting was kind of off, you know, and to this day, now that I'm a parent, I don't do those things. But anyway, she was very abusive physically and verbally. And now that I'm an adult, I can see why. You know, if you really observe, however your grandmother treats your mother is usually how your mother treats you. So it keeps going down the cycle until someone breaks the cycle, you know, right. Not being able to talk to her the way I wanted to. You know, I was very fearful of her, and it was because, you know, like I said, her mother did not have that type of relationship with her. So, it made me, as a child, very standoffish. I was afraid to admit how I felt, being a people pleaser, you know, and always feeling like an outcast. I mean, I still do as an adult, but in a household where my mother raised me, I felt like an outcast. And I felt like I was always the outcast because of the love she had for my father, and it didn't go the way she wanted to. So I felt like she hated me for a long period of time. And, you know, different things happen within my childhood, but I think when I started my job at Webster, I really took on a mother figure who showed me that love that I didn't get from my mom. And so it made me step back and say, I can love my mom, but from a distance, because she doesn't love me the way I want her to love me.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
We can't talk about certain stuff because, you know, that's just not how it is. And like I said, that mother figure stepped in and really showed me things, you know, of how I should be. And I forgave my mom for the things that she did to me. You know, that's a big part of that cycle or generation thing. You've got to be able to heal. And now, you know, we have a good relationship to where we can go and do things, but it's still not, you know, that typical mother-daughter, you know, and sometimes that picture that we've painted of how stuff should go never really goes that way. So,
That's very true.
yeah, so now I'm okay with how things are. You know, I've accepted the fact that she'll never be, you know, that mom that's enthusiastic about anything, you know, which is hard for me because when I have good news, I want to, you know, but I've learned that there's certain things I can tell her and there's certain things I cannot tell her just because I know what her reaction is going to be. And so, which is sad to me.
That's funny,
but
because it sounds just like my grandma. Like,
yeah.
I operate the same way
Yeah.
as my grandmother.
And
Like,
so
it's crazy.
it's crazy, you know, and me being the first child, it really triggered me, I guess, because it's like, you know, my grandmother at the time when I was a child was, you know, kind of like my mom. I would be able to do things with her, but then as I got older, the roles switched. I can't stand. Okay, I ain't gonna say that, but me and my grandma's relationship is not the same, you know, as it was when I was a child, and me and my mom's relationship is not the same. So, anyways, in that, you know, I've learned that I have boundaries, and there's things that I will deal with and won't deal with, you know, and healing those childhood wounds of, you know, not feeling loved, not feeling accepted, and, you know, that had to heal. And so now I'm able to talk about it without being teary-eyed. You know, that says a big thing for me, because at one point in time I couldn't even express how I felt because I was so hurt, you know. And like I said, seeing things from a different perspective help you to heal and help you to understand that some people just never change, you know. And like I said, the generation thing, like, it has to stop. That's why I said with me, I'm not doing the same things that, you know, my mother or grandmother did, because it was really toxic. Like, you know, we use that word a lot, but it was really toxic. It wasn't a no, I don't want to say lifestyle, but it wasn't the type of household that I would want to, you know, raise my kids in. Yeah, because it was very, you know, talking at you and not to you, not being able to express yourself freely because I'm the authoritative figure, and you know, that whole mindset.
And that happens in a lot of black households. I mean, I'm not sure about other races. I'm sure that, you know, it happens in their households as well, but definitely in the black household. And that's something that I kind of feel like it has to be changed, because
your child you can teach your child to express themselves, and you can let them express themselves, and also not it be in a disrespectful way.
Oh yeah.
You know, because if your child isn't able to talk to you, who are they going to talk to? And if they're not able to communicate to you, then sometimes they grow up as adults and they're not able to effectively communicate to friends, in relationships, you know, and other family. And I mean, that communication is a big thing. I mean, if you don't know how to communicate, that's a big barrier.
Yeah.
And I have issues with it now. I'm a lot better than what I was, but just because of my grandmother did some of the same things that Jessica's talking about her mom. I mean, we used to joke about this all the time, like, oh, everybody comes over to get their dose of verbal abuse. Because, I mean, she's like yelling. She would just yell. Like, I feel like that was my childhood. Yelling. She tells you to go find something. Now, you need time to go find it. But if you don't do it on her time, she's getting upset, and you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing right. You can't find nothing right. And, of course, thinking about it now, should that affect me? Maybe not, but it did. And I grew up to be an adult, feeling inferior, feeling that I couldn't do anything right, or I needed approval from somebody else in order to do this, because clearly I can't do this on my own. I don't have the skills or the adequacy to do it on my own. So I need somebody to tell me. Yes, I have an idea about something, or I'm thinking of a better way to do it, but I don't want to express it because it's probably it's probably dumb. Like I probably have a dumb idea. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, and you know, I say what I said because however, you know, your childhood does kind of affect you as an adult. You said you're not able to effectively communicate. Like, I'm just now, like before 2019, went to family counseling so that I'm able to talk to the boys. Like, I feel like I'm a great mom. I mean, I am. But, you know, it's certain things like communicating that I didn't realize really affected us. And so we found out that we really don't trust each other because, you know, for whatever reason, and it wasn't big to me then, but it is now. You know, like, I want us to be able to communicate. I want us to feel the love that I tell people. You know, I can't be telling people stuff that ain't true, you know, and so I just think that's very important because, you know, once you get an adult, things change. I know that, you know, we read a lot of different things now, like the truth is out there, and we just didn't know that, you know, having that black family mindset that it gotta go this way, and, you know, like I said, I'm the authority figure, so you better do what I tell you when I tell you. Like, that's not even real life, you know. And then seeing it as, you know, most of our parents, my grandmother and mother were single parents of multiple children by multiple men, and working multiple jobs, you know, acting like cleaning was a chore when in reality, you know, if stuff didn't get done right then and there, it was a problem. And then, you know, so now I'm like, I don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna rush to do anything. You know, finding peace, finding time for myself, and that's where they lacked. You know, and like I said, somebody has to stop the cycle because it's not good, you know. And then you're an adult trying to go back to your childhood. Like, you didn't pass that time now, you know. But it's important, you know. Also, you know, not having that mother-daughter relationship, you know, affected, you know, me going to find love in different places, you know. Still not having a healthy relationship with another man. I mean, that's father issues too, but definitely mother issues. Thinking that I have to be in control of a man and tell him what to do, and not in a way that like, oh, you better do what I tell you, but more so like, I want it my way. And that's not, no, you know. And also friendships, you know, a lot of it has to do, I want my friend to like me, and I want my, you know, to hell with that. That's not real. You know, a real friendship is someone that sees the good in you and pull it out of you and, you know, try to help you, not just financially, but in all ways, you know. And like I said, now I'm starting to see that, but I didn't know what a healthy anything, any type of relationship was, because I didn't come from that. But now, you know, like I said, I'm trying to search within myself so that I'm healed, you know, and able to find my faults, and so that I don't, just point the finger at other people what they ain't doing, you know. So the mother-daughter relationship to me is like so important, and a lot of people can't, vouch for that, but for those of us that do, it affects you in a big way. You want to be this upscale woman. Most of, like, my mom's very independent, but independent women need help too. You're not,
everybody needs help.
Yeah, you're not that strong of a woman, and just the downplay of men and how they ain't shit, and man, come on,
and that can affect your kids or your daughter specifically when they're growing up, because they believe that all men are anything. That they believe I can do this, I have this all by myself, and I'm sorry, I don't believe any one of us was meant to be alone.
No.
I believe there's somebody for everybody out there, but if you
our
can't,
material things don't make us,
Right.
That's the whole, I feel like, a mantra of a black woman. I got, a degree, I got a car, I got money, I got,
Right.
blah, 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 but in reality,
but you're unhappy with yourself.
unhappy.
You're insecure.
Unhappy.
None of that.
You don't trust. You don't.
Right.
You can't even hold a conversation with the person next to you because you're so hurt. And, like I said, savage-minded. That's not cute at all, And like I said, a lot of that comes from, our relationships with our moms. Our relationship. Boys, too. I mean, I'm raising 2 boys, and however I treat them or show them how a woman should be treated, that's what they're going to do to the next woman, And it's very important, I wasn't allowed to be independent. And now, as I got older, I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do about this, and that? Like the important stuff, how to wash and, like stuff like that, because my mom sheltered me. Nothing wrong with that, but at some...
My grandma did the same thing. I had to learn everything, cooking, ironing my own clothes, washing my own clothes. Like, she didn't want me to do those things, and it was like, I don't understand. Like, I'm old enough to do this. Like,
can read and everything.
Like, I want to do this myself, and now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, our grandmother isn't a person that likes change. She is.
Oh no, mine
she
either.
Hates the change. My grandma.
I think it's something to do with that age.
Yeah, it may be because
right?
like when my grandpa got dementia, of course things were changing. He wasn't the same mentally anymore because he wasn't remembering as much, and she wanted so bad for him to still be the same, but it was like, you can't treat him the same because it's different now. So as an adult, I do see now that she just has a hard time with change and with things being different than what it was. But people grow up, change is inevitable. You really just have to go with it, or it's
be left behind.
Yeah, it's gonna take you with it regardless.
But see, that I think it has to do with generation wise, and then people as a whole. Like that generation, my grandma's generation, they had this mindset that I don't gotta do that because I don't, and then times change, and it's like, well, so are you gonna get with the program, or do
you
and so
be in the 1960s or whatever,
and stuff didn't change hell since then, but and so then that projects onto the people they're around, their children, their grandchildren, and so it makes it you not even want to be around them, because they don't want change, and so it has a lot to do with generation too. People from the 70s and 80s, and back on. They don't do change. They, your great grandma tell you that, but this is the mindset, it has a lot to do with the black community. We are not open to change. We don't want no change. We don't nobody tell us nothing. Like that whole demeanor, like I know it all. And that's, and so, just seeing little things like that, I'm just like, I can't be like them. Neither one of my grandma or my mother, they were married, but toxic marriages, and so it made me think for a second, like, I'm gonna be like them. Like, I'm being honest, like, and I'm like, that can't be me because I see things from another perspective, and I'm trying to heal myself before I be with someone, and so, like I said, it starts with there, like, just trying to change them cycles and that relationship, how things were. I was saying about the mother and sons too. Mothers being more overprotective of their sons, and then treating their daughters like, oh, you can go and be independent, like, and then the son becomes a mama's boy, and then the daughter has to, fend for her own. I've witnessed that in my family as well. Yeah, and so it doesn't make any sense to me. Treat them both equally, but that's a big thing to me. Letting a child know that they're loved, know that they're able to openly think for themselves, because they do become adults after so long. And I'm glad I was able to let that hurt go, for whatever reason. It didn't really have anything to do with me. Knowing that I did not cause this. And I've always told my mother, I didn't ask to be here, and I didn't. You kind of make that decision on your own, and so, hey, you wanted to do what you wanted to do, and she would get upset about that. But in all actuality, like, you have to take some type of responsibility for this. You weren't prepared to be a parent, so be okay with it. You didn't expect to have a child that can pretty much think like you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the whole us bumping head thing is because I see it one way and you see another.
Right.
But anyway, and so I had to heal. I had to tell her how I felt, and then now it's like I can live my life freely. You're not attached to me anymore. I have no feeling of, if something happens to you, I would feel her hurt, at one point in time, and now I don't. I mean, I had to cut that off because I'm not her, and I can't save her.
Right.
She has to go through her own stuff, but that the relationship with my mother and healing from that has allowed me to have better friendships. Now I don't got a gang of friends, but I do have a few people that I'm able to talk to. I have a mother figure that I can go to with the things that are dear to my heart, that I know that she would listen. And so I'm really thankful for that, because that kind of took off that hurt, that I was feeling. So that's big, Find someone but someone who's able to kind of fill that void, so that you don't feel like, the motherly love that you're lacking is not there. There are people, that are old enough to be able to do that for you,
Because we all do need guidance. We need somebody who's been there before, who can help us, lead us. And sometimes the people that are in our actual family, sometimes they're not the best people to be. Sometimes your mom isn't the best mother. I hate to be that way, but sometimes she just isn't the best mother because of all the hurt that she still has. And
that's important too.
And also it could be hurt from prior generations as well, because I have read before that, our DNA, we have the DNA of our mother, our grandmother, our great-grandmother, all the way from the start. So we have their and maybe that is another cause for generational curses and stuff like that. Now with my grandmother, my mom, they're completely opposite. Polar opposite. I'm not really, honestly, I have no idea how my mother's upbringing was with my grandmother. Now I do.
Interesting.
I do, because I've never really asked like that. Now I do know that she.
But
probably
do they have a good relationship?
Yeah, they have a good relationship. No issues or anything. Even my uncle and my grandmother, have a good relationship. Now I do know that she was a yeller back then too. And of course, as kids, they were a little bit scared to say certain things and stuff like that, because they haven't said that to me. But my mom, she's just so chill. She's so laid back. Like, I don't remember her yelling that much growing up. Like, when she yelled and when she cussed, you knew she was upset.
Right.
It was just like, oh, I never seen her like this. So
I better get together.
And maybe she's
like that because of the way my grandmother was with her growing up. Like I said, I really don't know what the relationship was when my mother was young, and I probably should ask about that. So, Mama, if you're watching this, we're gonna have a conversation. Yeah, my mom just real chill. Now, my grandmother did raise me for the most part because my mom worked out of town. An hour away, so we would stay the night at our grandmother's house, and then when my mom would get back in town about 5, she would come get us, and then we would stay over there for a couple hours and then go back to my grandma. So and my mom also lived in Colorado for a minute, and I didn't want to go, so I was here. I lost my train of thought.
You went to Colorado. You didn't want to go to Colorado, but
Yeah, didn't want to go to Colorado.
Just your relationship with your mom.
Yeah, so she's just, very laid back. And I do wish in certain aspects that my mom kind of had my back, or like would say something to grandma, because she was tripping. She'd be tripping sometimes. But I mean, that's her mother. She probably didn't want to say certain things because she didn't want to take her mom off, or she didn't want to have certain responses and stuff like that. And honestly, my mom's she was when I was growing up, because my mom had me at 20, so she was pretty timid, and shy, and
still finding herself.
Yeah, she was still finding herself. So I don't blame her for any of that. And my grandmother was born in the 30s, so I'm sure she had a reason why she was the way that she was, and then I heard her mother was mean. Now I have heard about my mom, and my mom and my uncle have talked about my great grandmother, and they did say that she was mean. So that makes it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm glad that my mom isn't that way, because I'm not that way, and my daughter isn't that way. So we're breaking that curse in our family, and yes, and I feel like my daughter is really helping with my grandmother, because she doesn't complain as much, because she used to just call and complain about every little thing, and it's just like, why are you doing this? You have so much more in life, and why are you doing this? But she would just complain and complain and complain, but now she doesn't do that. She doesn't yell as much. She doesn't really get upset like that. Like, a lot of people were intimidated by my grandmother, honestly, but she's a different woman, and I will say that my daughter has brought that out of her, and I'm glad. They spend a lot of.
My friend is a good friend. Callie,
they spend a lot of time together. So,
and sometimes that's what it takes, especially with babies. Like, they pull a different side out of adults who have been this mean. They got a soft spot for that kid.
Right.
And I know my friend she gets me every time. So just imagine your grandmother changing because of that.
Right.
And that's a big part of it too. Sometimes it takes us, or like I said, another child or something to break that cycle, because when you in habit of something and you don't even know how to break it, like I said, the older generation of people don't believe in counseling because they don't think it helps. But it's about where you want to heal from, where you trying to go, and that's why we're doing it. We're healing and we're understanding. Maybe she acted this way because she wasn't loved, or or whatever the case may be. And I've done my research. I know why my mom acts the way she does. But one thing, I'm not going to do is try to be like her, or, allow life to get me, a hold of me. So,
exactly.
We have 2 different experiences with mothers, which is good, I think, because, some of the things that I, missed or lacked, Sini was able to get that, and that doesn't say that, her life was, better than mine or anything like that, because we still got to go through our phases of who we are, and
we're still in the same place. We're going through the same transition right now. So even though we had 2 different upbringings, that doesn't mean anything, because we're still here going for what we want, and we
our
want
moms
to heal.
wasn't able to give us everything, Like I said, we're at a state now to where we can figure out things a little different, the truths and healing, or how to go about it. meditation, and the spiritual in general. And that's another thing too with the relationship with mother, grandmother, whatever is the whole church thing and pushing that down my throat. But that wasn't the cure, because the cure was really what was hidden deep down inside. I'm not saying I don't believe in God. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the whole religion thing and just getting wrapped up in that and not really taking the time to do the work, just putting it all on God.
And you're also seeking something external to help you when everything that you need is internal.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't believe in God, because I definitely think there's a higher power. But I think it's a lot more than what is said to us. And I mean, everything, honestly, to let go of that hurt, and for me to let go of that hurt, I had to start loving myself. I also had to forgive her. Now, I didn't have a conversation with her like Jessica did with her mother, but it was just me really getting to know her and why she was like this. And it's just like, what, everything that she did or said didn't necessarily have to do with me. It was all about her.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't able to freely express themselves, and I think that kind of goes in with like a slavery mentality. Because you waiting for somebody to tell you something, and so now the roles are reversed. You're, as a mom or a grandma, you could tell somebody else what to do, and you know what I'm saying, and you feel like you empowered, but in reality you're belittling someone else, and we're still humans regardless if we're a child or not. And that's my mindset. I'll never think anything outside of that. Just because I'm an adult does not give me the power to treat a child like they mean nothing.
Right.
I allow my kids to speak freely, but they know the line not to cross. And so I think that's very important. As a mother now, it's very important to kind of break, like I said, those cycles of thinking that just because I'm the adult that things have to go my way, I have to do things a certain way. That's a lot of too much entitlement, I think. That's what my mother and grandma had. Like, you just too much, and then you stressing yourself out about something that is completely out of your control. Neat freaks. The house has to be spotless. Like, what? That's not even possible. I mean, it is.
Not when you have kids.
Not when
when they at school.
Yeah.
When they get
home, but being okay with that. Like, it's okay that we make a mess. My kids do all the time. But we're not gonna live in no junky house either. Like, pick that up. But I'm able to breathe. Why don't you sweep the floor so I can stop doing it? Taking off that load of I gotta do it all. Just because you're a single parent don't mean you have to. Like, I was doing that when I first had my sons. Like, when my youngest was first born, I was overwhelmed. Like, how am I gonna handle 2 kids? But as they've gotten older, they and then like I said, breaking that cycle of men basically don't have to do anything. In my family, they're not gonna be that way. Get up and go do little things. Now, I am particular about how I clean, so they ain't doing that yet. But you can take that trash out. You can, sweep some up, clean your room, But seriously, give them responsibility at a young age. I didn't have any real responsibility till I was in, like, middle school. So, to me, I felt like, then the pressure was on. And so, having kids start, at a young age with chores and just some type of responsibility helps them, like I said, for an adult. However you raising your kids, that's how most likely they'll be when they reach adulthood. And so you don't want your child to hate you, because you treated them so wrong and treated them like a slave, basically. I felt like I was a slave. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but my childhood, living with my mother, made me feel like I was a slave, a housewife. And I ain't got no husband, just...
Crazy how you stay stuck in that mindset and you get older, but you still, your mind is still, 12, that 12-year-old mind as far as how you feeling about yourself. And like when people would yell, I would always back down because I mean, I don't like confrontation, and all I heard was yelling growing up. So that's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm not hearing what you're saying. I'm just completely shutting down.
I just feeling like little inside, even though you were, definitely can feel that.
Feeling inferior, and it's just, I don't know, feeling inferior and inadequate. I feel like those have been 2 big things for me. That's what stopped me from a whole lot. But I had to realize who the fuck I was.
Hey,
Honestly.
hey, boss up.
I had to, and
You know.
and I did this thinking about. I was thinking about past relationships and friendships. Honestly, when I thought about this, and I was like, you know what? I'm not a bad person. Like
No.
I may have made these mistakes and kept going back to the wrong people, the wrong friends, but my intention was always genuine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I always had a pure intention. It wasn't to be malicious to anybody. It wasn't to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
All I wanted to was to show
We
them
love you.
the love that I wanted. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to receive that love. So I went over and beyond to love this person or
Yeah.
to do.
Overcompensating.
Yeah.
Someone else. But that's important. I mean, that's kind of like the relationship that you have with your parents or whatever. It shows you how your other relationship's gonna be.
Yeah.
My mother lacked love, physically and emotionally for me. So I seeked it in other places, trying to find love in a guy. Up until this point, really. I mean, and that has something to do with daddy issues too. But like I said, not feeling like I was good enough. I have a boss now that speaks life into me, and you know I get teary eyed sometimes. She's like, "Why you cry?" But it feels good to have another woman see the good in me. I've never had that,
Right.
And like you said, now that we're growing and trying to learn who we are. I mean, I can accept the compliments that you give me and not feel like, was she being fake or, you know what I'm saying?
Being funny?
Yeah. I wholeheartedly know that you
just being funny.
Yeah. Like I wholeheartedly know that you mean that you're
Right.
genuine about it. But that has a lot to do with me loving myself. Like, Jessica, you are the bomb. Like,
Yes.
You could do so many things in the world and, just be like pushing it off. But in reality, like, I'm a good person. Like I do good by people. I try to, and I just want that in return. Like what that's bottom line.
Yeah.
It's nothing too big. And like I said, me healing from my mom wounds helped me to succeed in life. Like I'm better now. I can love myself. I don't have to wait for my mom to say she loves me. I love
Right.
myself. I'm able to give my friends that love and choose better friends. Cause
Right.
listen, it ain't been easy.
And
But
you're able to love your kids.
yeah,
too.
what?
Because I tell my daughter every day I love her, probably multiple times a day. I tell my significant other that I love him multiple times a day. He does the same with me and our daughter as well. But I've never heard my grandmother tell me she loved me. I'm 28 years old, going to be 29. My mom, yeah. Now, but it's normally during an occasion something bad happened.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've been saying more just when I get off the phone with my brother or, my mom, hey, love you.
Yeah. Not openly expressing ourselves. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And so it does play when you told me you love me the other day, and I was like, wait, what? Oh my God, I love you too. But it meant a lot because I don't do that with my friend,
Right,
so
yeah. But
just taking that, taking
Let
that
people
step to openly express how you feel about something. That is so big because love is an action word. I've always said that love is an action word. So our tough love is the love that our mother, grandmother has showed. But reality, that's not
toxic.
Yeah,
It's not
tough love is not genuine and it's not soft. It's not nurturing. And so I'm glad that you did that the other day because it really made me like look at at a bigger picture, like, wow, we really doing this now. I'm able to step outside of my comfort zone, like, really showing people, the love that I'm feeling inside, and then, it comes back. So, that relationship and that healing with your mother or grandmother, it plays a big part in how you are as a woman. Heal, talk about it. If they've never openly talked about it, write them a letter or just to yourself and say, hey, I forgive you for not openly loving me. I forgive you for not giving me what I needed. I forgive you for being verbally and physically abusive to me. I forgive you because you didn't get the love that you wanted, so you couldn't have gave it to me. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You can't give what you don't have.
No, and that's the biggest thing. And so I'm okay with it now. But I could, trying to help my sister with it and understand, like, our mom is the same mom that we've had for 27 and 28 years now. You know, for 28 years, she's been the same. You can't change her. She's not,
Right.
she's one of those people. So, you know, just accepting who she is, and I will deal with you accordingly. And I know that's easier said than done, but I've done it, and I'm okay with it. Like, I'm so healed from that, like, I'm good. And so I just want to encourage other people, like, don't let that be a burden out on why you can't function with other females, why you can't, you know, find the love that's for you.
Right.
You know, heal those wounds.
That was deep.
That was deep.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, we gotta do it. That's the part. Yeah, you definitely, if you're in a situation where, you know, you have a toxic mother, grandmother, mother figure, whether you're, you know, a daughter or a son, you do have to heal from that in order to move forward, in order to move on, because the effects of how you're raised affects you so much as an adult. It affects your way of thinking, and it affects your way of living.
Yeah.
And usually it's a very limited lens that you have. But once you're able to heal that dynamic, heal that relationship, even if you don't verbally talk to the person, you know, they may have passed on, and you still may have hold that hurt in your heart. Like just said, you can write a letter. You can just
counseling.
Yeah, go to counseling. You can just if you're talking to yourself in the mirror, it doesn't matter. Or you can actually talk to the person, or you know, write a letter to the person and send it to them, or read it to the person, or just forgive. You know, forgive and move on. Because what is that hurt doing for you? How is that helping you grow? How is that help paying your bills? How is that motivating you? How is it doing anything except for making you miserable? And then misery loves company, so you may be making other people miserable as well with your mood, with your demeanor and stuff like that. So you have to heal. You have to start loving yourself and realizing who you are, realizing what you have, your power, and moving forward from it.
Forgiveness is for you, not the other person.
Yes, it's never for the other person. It's always for you, because if you let somebody make you angry or emotional, I feel like you're giving them your power. And you have to take your power back, and you don't realize it until you actually get an ounce of your power back, and you're like, oh.
So this is what this is about.
This is what it is. And then, you know, you want to move forward and continue moving forward. I know this isn't easy. This isn't going to be easy. I mean, this hasn't been easy for us.
I think it's been a good 5 years. I mean, you know, just with the healing process, so it's not easy. But you don't want to block your blessings that are coming to you. Like, it's a blockage from you not healing from, you know, your mother or, you know, father wounds. And you want everything that's supposed to come to you. But if you're still harboring, especially that, you won't be able to get to that point. You've got to heal that thing. You've got to talk to yourself. You've got to, you know, express how you feel. And if you're not hurt, okay, but at least get it off your chest, because, you know, you have a hard heart. You'll, you know, like you said, misery loves company. You know, you'll be attracting people that, you know, you don't even like, or, you know, you just giving off this bad vibe, you know. And so heal that part of you.
Or getting people that they're never able to love you because you can't love yourself. And I've done a lot of that, like talking to people, being in situationships with people that can't love me, you know, not in no way can they love me, but I'm trying so hard. I mean, some ways, honestly, most of the time I force myself to like this person, because in originally looking at them, you're not my type. You're not somebody I'll go for, but you like me. Okay, we're gonna see how this works. And you know, you kind of put yourself in that position, and we have to stop that. Like, it's easier said than done, but that's a product of not loving yourself.
Yeah, and you need to love the hell out of yourself. Okay?
Yes, every day, all day.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so important. And then you, like you said about the power, you just feel so good about yourself, because Nobody can take the power from you because you own it. Like,
Right.
you know, hey, you've hurt me in the past, but guess what? I'm good because I love myself. I know, you know, what I'm capable of doing. Anything that I need, I can get it for myself. You know, I don't need to depend on you anymore. You know, anything that you do won't faze me, you know, and, you know, just the hurts of people, even though, you know, people still try to hurt you, even though you leveled up, you know, and I'm a living witness to that.
You have to set those boundaries at that point.
Mhm.
The boundaries have to be set. Even after you forgive the person and everything, you still sometimes have to set those boundaries. Because when I moved back here from college, I moved back in with my grandmother. Oh, baby, I wasn't in that house a year. I moved out. And I didn't even tell her. I was just packing my stuff up and going out the door. She said, "Oh, what you doing?" "I'm moving into my uncle's house." And she was like, "Oh, so you moving?" "Yes, ma'am, I'm moving because you're doing way too much, and I'm going from being independent, doing what I do on my own, to
asking,
to you bickering and complaining. Not even, you know, asking, but it's just." You just complaining and you bringing the negative energy down. And I was, at this time, I don't even know, I realized I had anxiety yet. No, I didn't even realize I had anxiety yet.
Wow.
So,
because of that.
Yeah.
That's why you got anxiety.
Flaring it. It was flaring and it was just like, I can't do this. Like, I was so miserable. I was so unhappy. Like, I hated going home because I don't want to deal with this.
No.
I didn't. So,
and your home is a safe haven, supposed to be. And so, as a child, just imagine how you feel. You don't want to go home, you know, but you know there's nowhere else for you to go. And that's why I said I've always felt like an outcast, because even at home, I felt, you know, nowhere that I went, I felt safe. I felt myself, and you know, that's big, you know. And like I said, once, like you saying, you know, once you finally told the person, you know, and you're able to put that boundary up, it doesn't affect you as much. And I'm not saying, like, you know, we always say it doesn't happen overnight, because it doesn't. Like, you really got to go through that thing, you know, and get to the bottom of it, get to the root of it. It's not just a surface thing. This is deep down, you know, inside. And admit it. Like, my grandmother hurt me. And, you know, some things that she didn't do that still to this day, you know, I don't hold over her head, but I'll never forget, you know, because you did that to me, you know. And so, you know, I forgive you, but there's probably some things I won't be telling you or wanting you to be around, because I don't want to re-feel those feelings again after I, you know, heal. So it's so important to heal and know who you are, love yourself. You know, if your mother is not your biggest supporter, there are people that will be, but it starts with you first, you know. And that's something that we are going to continue to talk about, because, you know, that's what we're doing. Loving ourselves and, you know, forgiving those that have hurt us, but we are in control of, you know, what we deal with and what we won't deal with.
Yes, we're in control of who's in our life, who's not in our life. I mean, we control our lives a lot more than what we think. And once you realize that and you start seeing the results, I mean, things are going to start changing for you so much. Things are going to start happening. And you're still going to be triggered at times, but you'll be able to handle those triggers a lot more, because I had to low-key go off on my grandma. I mean, I didn't go off, but
but
I just had to I stood up for myself, and I had to let her know, hey, you just can't be talking crazy, like, you know, it's crazy to me like that. It was in a respectful way, but I did let her know, like, hey, I didn't like the way that you said that. And I mean, she didn't say nothing else afterwards, but we didn't have a problem no more. So I went to work and went about my day. But the old me, I would have probably been upset all day because of that. Because, you know, she made a comment about, well, common sense. And it's like, don't even go there. Because common sense isn't common. You should have been specific about what you wanted.
Let her know.
But that was it. And then I went out the door and I enjoyed my day. When I came back, hey, Grandma, how did they go? How's Callie been? You know, stuff like that. And she didn't have all the other usual stuff. So it wasn't like any tension, I'm still upset with you. It was like, it is what it is. I'll let you know. And then I'm going.
You gotta let it go. I mean, and that's, you know, kind of how the healing is. You know, let it be known and then kind of drop it off, because that weight that you're carrying is, like I said, is blocking where you're trying to go. And you won't be able to see fully, because you still hold on to things that, you know, harmed you years ago, you know, and we gotta show up. Like, don't tell your 12-year-old self that you love her and that she's beautiful and that she's worthy of everything. Yes. Show them the love that you've been longing for, you know, and I know that your life will change for the better because, you know, it starts with you, you know, you gotta feel that love. So.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say tell your younger self, you know, that you love them and everything. Because I was in a deep meditation a few weeks ago, and I don't know, I was with my younger self, and I just hugged her. You know, I hugged her, and she cried so much. I mean, she cried, but and she just kept saying, that's all I wanted. I just want to be loved. That's all I want. I just want to be loved, and that was very significant for me because I guess I didn't realize that until recently that that's all I ever wanted with every relationship, with every friendship. That's all I wanted was to receive the love that I put out. Yeah. And I put out so much love. And anybody that knows me, if you my friend, you know, I would do anything for you. I would give you the shit right off the bat. Yes, I am. I'm a great fucking friend.
Yeah.
What?
Yo. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I say it's important to heal because as you get older, you shouldn't have no gang of friends all the time. You know, you should have just a few, you know, that are going to keep you uphold. But if you got that nasty attitude, like, you know, stuff has to be done your way, or, you know, you selfish, it's always one-sided, you're not really going to get
trying to control everything and everyone to, you know, fit what you want. Like, that's not possible. That's not feasible. You can't control your kids.
No.
I'm learning that. My daughter's 1.5, like
10 and 7, they still doing stuff like,
well, I thought I knew you. I don't know you. Okay, all right. I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to be open-minded. But the biggest thing is really healing, you know, and breaking those generational cycles because we can't keep continuing to have a slavery mindset. I mean, it's just not possible because, you know, we are in old folks' term the rebellious kids, but in reality we just want what's given, what we've earned. You know, respect goes both ways. You know, older people have said that to me too. You don't respect me. Well, you don't respect me either. So I don't see. You know, this is why it's not working out.
Kids, they are not fools.
No,
by any means. They are very smart. They know when you trying to talk down to them and stuff like that. They know. And they sense that. They feel that energy, especially if you're not pure. And I think this is why a lot of teachers aren't successful. But that's a whole nother topic.
That's the next one. Because I'm trying to be a teacher and I'm gonna just let y'all know. Okay, but no, seriously, it is, you know, and being a woman, we are nurturers, we are carriers, we're supposed to be. Now listen, not all
everyone isn't,
but everybody is not. But what I'm saying is, as a woman, you need to heal that inner you that, you know, allows you to be soft and genuine and caring, you know, and open-minded, you know, and it starts with what is your relationship with your mother and or your grandmother, you know. Those are important women in most people's lives, you know. And those are the relationships that starts the other relationships, you know. So like I said, start from the beginning. How did it even get to this point to where we're arguing and fighting all the time, or why, you know, I don't feel like you respect me, you know, and let it be known, you know, stand up for yourself, you know. You are not a child no more. Okay, you're grown, so you know, and if
you gonna hear what I
you gonna hear what I got to say, you know. But and if the parent or grandmother is not receiving of that, then find another way to where they can, you know, receive what you're saying. Because you know, like I said, older people, you ain't talking to me like that. But in reality, it's like I should be able to express myself, and we can get through it. But everybody ain't there, you know, and so you kind of got to take it whichever way works best for you, but. It has definitely changed my life for the better, healing my mother wound, healing my grandmother's somewhat wound.
That's the process. We're working on it.
Oof. But it's important. I know that my life has really changed in a big way because I did that, you know. And her life, you know, I can see a change how I'm changing. She's seeing the things that I've been telling her, you know, which is good, you know. I think that's what's important. And understanding that just because the grandmother and the mother are, the matriarchs, they can still learn from us, and some of them aren't, but, I'd still say show them, different things so that they'll see it. If they accept it, that's on, or don't accept it, that's on them.
Right.
At least you've done your part. And just
Exactly.
letting them know that this world is so big, things are not just one thing, it's a broad of things.
Right.
And so, break those cycles, open up that form of communication, however it may be. Maybe
Right.
it is just text. Maybe it is a phone call or writing letters,
Mhm.
But make sure that you heal that so that you can get what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen.
that is all that we have.
That's all she
for
wrote.
Episode 4. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. We hope that we're able to help and connect with the ones who have been having this issue. If you're a person that didn't even realize that this is why the way that you are because of the dynamic with your mother, I'm glad you now figured it out.
Yeah.
And now you can move forward and just be at peace
Yeah.
with yourself, be at peace with the situation, and be confident that you're headed in the right direction
Yeah.
and not so lost in this world. And know that you are loved. Somebody out there does love you. We love you.
We do.
But you have to love yourself, most importantly.
Unconditional.
If you don't love yourself, it doesn't matter how much anybody else will love you because
It'll never be good enough.
it won't. It'll never be good enough, and inadvertently, you probably won't be able to be in a long-term relationship be in a long-term relationship with anybody because you're going to constantly make them, work. They have to do this. Well, you're not doing this right. Okay, well, now that they've made this change, now that they're not doing this right, and it's really you. I hate to be blunt like that. I had to learn this lesson myself, but
Yeah.
it's you. It's you.
Talking
It's
from
nobody
experience.
else.
Yeah.
But
And it's
yourself.
important, we're here for a purpose, but our purpose is also to know who we are
Mhm.
and to know that the wounds have to be healed and to get where we want to go.
Right.
And so, like Cindy said, I hope that this message, resonates with someone and you're not afraid to work on yourself to where you figure out that, your grandmother has hurt you and that's the reason why you're where you're at or,
Right.
why certain things have happened. And, don't be shy about it or, feel bad because we've kind of all been through it. It's just about how you go about it. And so, until next time, we'll see you.
Hey, we will see you guys.
Peace.
See ya.